everybody, and welcome to Nerdsplaining Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Da Silva. With me, as always, my co-host, Jose Romero.
What it is, what it was, what's going on, nerds around the world, greetings, salutations. We're back after, I don't know, a few weeks, has it been?
Few weeks.
People out there on vacation, including myself. So glad to be back, kind of, but we're here.
I'm here in these nerd streets every day, just collecting information.
He's in there. He's in the trenches, if you will.
In there, elbow deep, just
I've been
nerding it up for you guys. And this guy's like, oh, look at me, enjoying the fruits of my labor because I work hard.
The cozy air-conditioned office in the top floor. I'm at the top of Nakatomi building, if you will. Eric is the guy who gets shot at the door.
I was busy watching the security cameras. The security cameras,
man. You know what's going on.
The game was on. It's all distracting.
There you go, dude. You know, I'll do you better than that. You are our guy. You're chilling in limo with a big giant teddy bear.
I will do that. Yeah, I'll get drunk with a giant teddy bear. I'm down for that. Absolutely.
There you go. He had his here moment. So your here moment is coming, man. Your here moment is coming. That's all. Yeah, that's all need to be said. But it's been a while. I think we brought you for the Super Bowl. We had a last show. We'll get to what transpired beyond that, but we got the elephant in the room here, the big topic everyone's talking about, and that's Warner Brothers, who apparently, we talked about it a month ago, whenever it was, Netflix had agreed to terms to buy them out for whatever billions of dollars, and I think we were both good on that.
You're very good on that,
right? I think that was a good thing. Paramount kept hanging around. It's like that guy just won't let the girl alone, right? Eventually she came around, I guess, because apparently they made an offer they couldn't refuse, and they didn't refuse it. They jumped in at the 12th hour, if you will, made $31 per share, whatever that translates. I think it was like $112 billion after it's all said and done. I don't know, a huge number. That said, Netflix is like, good luck with that.
Yeah.
So they bowed out gracefully. Unfortunately, for them, listen, they're gonna get $3 billion from Paramount.
Right.
So, okay, it's not a bad deal. $3 billion for essentially nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it. But now it looks like all things moving forward, pending approval, it does take time. Could be a year or so. Let's all, perspective. But it's like Paramount will be the new owners of the Warner Brothers brand. A lot of controversy with that. And I wasn't big on it before. I'm not big on it now.
Neither was I.
Yeah, I'm not big on it now.
You've pretty much put, in my opinion, an off-ramp to a lot of people that wanted to see a lot of Warner Brothers IP stuff. That's what it feels like. Like, you're not going to lose everybody.
No.
But you're going to lose a major cornerstone of people just because, as you said, the back door implications of what this means and what's currently going on, and it's a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, it's a lot. Listen, I feel better. I didn't want a big movie studio buying it, period, which is why I think you and I even said Apple would be the best choice for me.
Right. Yeah.
And shit, you never know. Maybe Apple can wait in the wings, and I have a way Apple gets involved. I'll get to that in a second. But Paramount,
the Jamaican boyfriend.
He's there. He's in the wings. He's waiting. He's in the brush. Paramount is not the studio because right now they haven't proven to be successful with current new ownership, right? They just bought out Paramount, Skydance a year ago, whatever. They got the weakest by far slate of films coming out this year. They just lost Tyler Sheridan, who was pretty much Paramount Plus in terms of the shows.
Right.
He was the bulk of it. He lost out to, I think he's going to Universal on a huge deal. Mm-hmm. Good for him. I just don't know if they're the right ones to kind of shepherd the new era of Warner Bros. Paramount. I don't know. It's been unproven. And now we're going to have less movies come out because now we have one big studio as opposed to two different studios. That's also an issue. And listen, these guys, they come out and say it. They have to cut $6 billion. That's a lot of money. $6 billion in cuts. Right? Mm-hmm. So there's always jobs lost, and that's never a good thing. Listen, if you're a high executive, fuck you. Who gives a shit? You make tons of money. Yeah. If you're broke, you're a fucking moron. But there's a lot of little end people who work behind the scenes that don't do as well as those guys, and they're going to be out of a job for sure.
Yeah.
The production, and there's only so much room in Hollywood for these people to go accommodate into other
studios.
So
that's what we talked about the studio system Warner Brothers already set up would have been great for Netflix
What a
or an Apple
perfect.
because
The
they
transition.
got it all there.
Of course.
Paramount already exists. So now you're literally having doubling up on everything you don't need. So it's just a dump sale now.
Exactly.
And
Yeah, it's not a Netflix had their own studio. They're just gonna have their
right.
executive stick. They had
Uh
nothing,
huh.
so that wasn't gonna be an issue. Now it
Right.
is, right? We know that, and that's a fact. Now HBO, and I just thought about this yesterday. Man, it's gonna be gone. They've already said that Paramount's gonna absorb the HBO programming, IP, whatever. So which means no more HBO Max. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's a huge deal. No, but HBO has been a brand for a long,
Yeah, it has.
long
It
time,
has.
right?
Yeah.
Upper echelon brand for many
Yeah.
years.
Mm-hmm.
They're gone. All the shows, you still get to see the stuff on Paramount Plus, and I guess for us, one less subscribership. I guess that's not a bad thing. You know,
I'll
I
tell
think
you
you gotta
right
look at the
now,
plus and
I'm not
minuses.
gonna get for the foreseeable future. I'm not getting Paramount Plus. Like I'm fine. You know, I'm putting it out. I'm gonna pirate it. I'm gonna go right
Well,
now. Like
I have both now,
I'm gonna walk
so
around with an eye patch and a blade and a parrot and stuff. And I'm like, I'm a Paramount pirate. But I'm
Sadie.
not doing it. I'm not doing it.
I do
Sorry.
it now. I mean, I do it now. I have both, so now I have one less. So for me, it's better, right? It's one less thing to pay for. So I guess I can do it. You gotta look at the bad and the good. And this is gonna be interesting. Again, you know, I will say this. I think Netflix may still be in play. Apple's still in play for this sense that, listen, this happened when AT&T took over Warner Brothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not a great run company. They bought out Warner Brothers at the time. We just cut a lot of debt. I get it. AT&T acquired a lot of debt, and they couldn't handle it, and they ended up selling a year or two after the fact, maybe a couple years after. Paramount's going to have all kinds of debt on their sheet. I don't know what's going to happen production-wise. I forgot the head of the guy said he's going to keep the main players in place, but I don't know if they're going to want to stay in place.
Honestly, too, man, the truth of the matter is this deal, especially because of the Skydance deal that just got finished as well, this deal stinks of litigation of monopoly all over the place. Like, I feel like it's the kind of thing where, like, give it some time and it could get turned over real fast off of that. Like, it is so fat and bloated to the point that they got to cut $6 billion that you're just like, you're essentially doing a monopoly, messing up employment, messing up the market share of things. Like, that's what I said, Netflix and Amazon, you had that wiggle room because they weren't a real studio. They were a streaming service that was going to get into the studio business. You could have that. Think about Disney. Disney doesn't buy studios. They buy IPs. Here's Pixar. We're going to fund you, but you're going to be existing. Disney.
They did buy Fox. To be fair,
they did buy Fox, but it was primarily that Fox purchase was primarily an IP harvest overall.
But they took over the studio. They bought the whole studio, right? Fox 20th Century Fox was his own Warner Brothers, if you will.
Well, they bought the film and TV, but not the news. The news was
that's fine. But yeah, Netflix wasn't going to buy the news.
Right. Yeah.
But it's happened. I mean, this deal. The deal's going to go through. If there was no indication it wasn't going to through, they wouldn't have gone through all this trouble. Right. We know who he's in bed with. Let's just call it what it is. It's just going to go through. It is what it is. And that's it.
It's going to go through. But I'm saying in a couple of years, I guarantee
in a couple of years, they may have bitten off more they can chew, potentially. Which is why I think,
but like you're like AT&T, it's the debt, and then because of how it happened, the oversight of it all, I can see a monopoly charge being placed against it real fast.
Who knows? Because I mean, it's a lot they're chewing on. He just bought Paramount. It's a lot to go on here.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's a lot.
I don't think they were prepared. As a kid who's going to the store, he buying all the ice cream. He's a big tummy ache in a few hours.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's see. But listen, the two heads of Warner Bros. The studios now who are doing fantastic work. The Warner Bros. Is killing it. They've been slated. They slated last year. They're off to a great start this year. Come on. They're supposed to stick. Well. He's not gonna get rid of them, but I don't know if they really agree with.
They're gonna want to work with him.
They're gonna work with him. I know James Gunn has expressed his dislike of those in power, including the guy from Paramount.
Absolutely.
So I don't know, and this is the bad thing for us because it's possible, right? James Gunn may leave.
Yeah,
it's possible. It's on the table. Voluntarily, not because they didn't want him there. And if that happens. Oh, here we go. Now DC starting over again, and we
Uh-huh.
haven't even gotten started yet. For the most part,
Yeah.
we're beginning, and then
Yeah.
that's bad news for all of us
Uh-huh.
as film fans, as nerds. So we'll see how that transpires in next year. But listen, this is surprising, man. I thought this deal was done. I kept hearing
Hey,
Paramount trying to chip in. I was like, whatever. They just
Jose, I think we should make a breaking news announcement right now. 2035, Guardians of the Galaxy 4, James Gunn written the director.
I'll top that. I think James Gunn will be the heir apparent to Kevin Feige.
Oh, that would be cool. I like that.
I have a feeling that's if right now, in a year from now, because it takes a little time. It's not gonna happen next week. No one will get excited.
Right.
In a year from now, all this is going down. He has to work with whoever he has to work. James Gunn anyway. He's like, nah, fuck this. I'm out. I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin Feige, who I think is kind of at the end of his rope.
Right. I think once the X-Men done and call it
right,
a day.
Right. He'll get that off and then a transition, and who better than James Gunn, who now has experience running a studio and is familiar with Marvel.
I will say, I would have preferred Jon Favreau, but James Gunn is a great Jon Favreau to run to Marvel. He's been involved in everything in different capacities, but he knows Marvel. He had set up the Marvel tone. You got to remember, he pushed for Robert Downey Jr.'s casting. Like, he is paramount.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You got to remember. So, and he's shown he can come into a whole other system like Star Wars, create the Mandalorian, and go, boom, that's how it's done, bitches, and move on to the next thing. Like, he's really good. So James Gunn is my second choice. Jon Favreau is my first.
I don't hate it. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I would say, not. This is not my preference. It's just things that we heard, because him and Feige were pretty chummy. James Gunn was. So it makes sense for him to go with Gunn, because I think he was trying to be. I think there was a time we heard that rumor, or whatever, that they were going to do like a more cosmic part of Marvel.
Yes, I remember that. And Gunn was supposed to run that part.
Right. Yeah. So I think Feige has his confidence, obviously. So I think he will probably choose someone like Gunn. But yeah, I'm with you. I get it. I am. Just
a little counter programming. It's not exactly dark horse. It's like, for your consideration. Just be aware.
I don't hate it. I don't hate the idea. I think that's not a bad idea. But again, it'll be a few years from now. But this is huge.
Absolutely.
This news is huge. Obviously, all kinds of implications of which we have probably just started scratching the surface. Right.
Yeah.
I'm almost hoping DC, whatever coming up, really sucks. You know what I mean? You know where I'm going with this? Because if it's good, and then this shit happens, fuck, right?
Let's purposely tank our movies to cause them more debt.
Right. You can lose Zack Snyder, whatever, fine, right? Not the end of the world. But, man, James Gunn starts killing it.
You fast track a Zack Snyder movie.
I think Zack Snyder, he's just waiting.
Just throw all the money towards it. Like, there you go, Zack. Do whatever you want. It's going to be great.
I think he's already break the glass emergency. If James Gunn were to leave in the next 6 months, like, Zack Snyder's right there. And there we go. And we're back to the Snyderverse once again.
Give us the Snyderverse version of, like, the Care Bears. Like, really go hard.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Bunch of slow motion Care Bear stairs.
I can get with that. I kind of like the idea. And you got like a bunch of like all the 80s, like Teddy Ruxpin in there. Gem. There's some Gem in there.
For some reason, Harry from Harry and the Henderson shows up for no reason.
Like the Bear universe. I mean, come on. It's not bad. It's not. I think you're still up to something here.
Accidentally.
Accidentally, yeah. It's fun with
almost $1 billion idea.
Some of the greatest adventures in the universe that were created by accident. So
that's true.
That's true. Right? It doesn't matter how it comes to be. It comes to be. So stay tuned for the Snyder Bear universe, man. That could be very interesting. I like that. The gummy bears in there. Man, that's a lot of bears. I like that.
Oh, gummy bears is Disney. Gummy bears is Disney. You can't do gummy bears.
Well, that's fair. What about Paddington? Because I don't know what Paddington is. I think Paddington's Paramount.
I think Paddington's Universal.
I don't even know. I don't remember.
Right.
But whatever. Hey, buy them all out. Dude, fuck it. Whatever.
There's a lot of bears in there.
Look at all the bears in there, man. Berenstein Bears, whatever the fuck.
Berenstein Bears, sure.
Bad News Bears.
Before and after Mandela Effect.
Thank you.
Both of them are there. That's how powerful the Care Bear stairs are. It breaks the multiverse.
Bears in slow motion, baby. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking here, dude.
Cocaine Bear. Go ahead.
Oh, good lord. All that said, let's see. Let's go back to the Super Bowl, right? Because we got nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. We got
a single shred of anything.
Not which disappointing. We got that little Mandalorian Grogu commercial thing, which didn't really hit.
That was the homage. That was like, hey, remember the Budweiser versus Mandalorian?
And then now and we'll talk about it now, the trailer they released. I don't know. I just didn't drop the trailer before.
I don't know.
That time was a Super Bowl. You can do the commercial later. I don't know. That was really bad marketing.
That trailer, that homage should have been the lead-in to the trailer. That's how it should have been.
Correct. Or cast the trailer now or whatever, right?
Right. Yeah. Cast the real trailer online.
Right.
That would have been something, but this was not it.
Well, wow. I don't know who to blame there. If it's Kenny, or I don't know, somebody, whatever. Where it is, what the hell, man? I don't get that. It was weird. It didn't make any sense. But
no,
they did finally drop a trailer, right, for Mandalorian Grogu. I thought they did more damage than good with the initial commercial, but whatever. So the trailer finally dropped, right?
Finally.
The full trailer. And then we got that kind of teaser-ish kind of thing. I did see another version. I went to go see Scream a couple nights ago.
Okay.
And it did show like a new... It wasn't the same trailer that showed that they premiered recently.
All right.
It's almost a combination of the last two trailers, so I got to see some extra footage. But it was no story. It was just footage. That's it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think I have maybe one line by the Mandalorian. Either way.
Right.
So this trailer, man, I mean, there's some weird I don't think anyone's excited about, including myself. What'd you think? Like, did they...
I liked it. It was great to see Pedro Pascal's face in the Mandalorian armor again. Super exciting. I know he wasn't there for the full filming, but it's going to show, hey, he showed up for a week, guys. This is nice.
For like an hour shoot. All right, guys, I'm here. Couple shots. All right, I'm out.
I'm not sure. I'm not saying he was on set for a week, but he showed up for a week. Is what I'm saying.
That's fine.
Understand that. A lot of reference work. Like, can you make your face like that? We're going to see Jesus later. Okay, cool. So that's all it was. But I mean, listen. The fact that Martin Scorsese is an alien shows this movie is pure cinema. That's all this is. We're so locked in now. Let's go. I mean, it looks fun. It looks like a Star Wars adventure. You know what it feels like to me? It kind of feels like what I think Star Wars always wanted to do, but couldn't, with the idea of Han Solo. They wanted to make Han Solo an adventure movie character series. That was the whole thing about Solo, is like, let's show the prequel so we can show like his offside adventures. And it's just a man getting into a situation, getting out of it, and moving on to the next one. And I feel like they're using the Mandalorian to do what they wanted to do with Han Solo, but Solo didn't work out, and Harrison Ford never wanted to come back. So Harrison Ford always wants to come back for Indiana Jones, never wants to do anything about Han Solo. It's very weird. And now you have somebody who's like, even if we can't afford the actor that doesn't mind coming back, we can just put a helmet on and have him do ADR voiceover afterwards, and we got it. Let's do an adventure. And it feels like it's just a cool Star Wars adventure. I'm down for that. That's always, to me, Star Wars doesn't have to be Death Star all the time. Star Wars can be Rogue One, which Death Star adjacent. Star Wars can be Mandalorian, which is done in one type of ventures.
Sure.
Like, there's ways to do Star Wars without it being so end of world, and this feels like it's sort of that. I've always said, and we've talked about this too, Mandalorian has the potential, and unfortunately I don't think they could have the courage to do it, but if they added just a little bit of Andor-ism to it, Mandalorian could be like the John Wick of the Star Wars universe. And it'll never get there, but it has the potential. And John Wick's movies are never the world's going to collapse. It's just one man on a mission.
Right.
Mandalorian, do it. So I was cool with that.
I'll say this: this movie is gonna fucking bomb.
You've said this several times.
It's going to bomb. I was hoping this trailer may say, "Man, this movie's gonna sell it." It's not. Not to say it was a bad trailer. It was an okay trailer to a TV show.
Yes.
Right?
All that is a fact.
And unfortunately, there should be a trailer to a movie. And that's where I think I come in with this. Like, I liked what I saw. It was cool. But it looked like an episode of Mandalorian. Like, okay, not bad. Cool. But you're talking about the first feature film in 7 years. and we're getting episode of TV. I don't think this is what it's gonna get Star Wars back on the right track. I think this is gonna.
I think it's a step forward in the right direction. It's not on track yet. It's like where you want it to go.
I don't even think is where Star Wars should be going. I don't know. I don't know. There's no stakes behind it. It was, again, you said a fun adventure. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And in a world where if we would have had over the last 5, 6, 7 years, 3 or 4 Star Wars films come out of big stature, this would be a good, palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Right. But unfortunately, we've had nothing.
There's no big stature ones.
Right. This is the reintroduction of Star Wars into the cinemas. This is not the way. This is not the way to go. This is not going to do very well. I'm not saying it's do terrible. I don't know how much to spend this movie. I'll have to find that out.
I'd say probably 200.
I'm guessing at least, right? Most of these movies are around 250.
Yeah, I know. I don't think it's hitting 250. I think it's probably 180 to 200.
I'll look it up right now out of curiosity to see how that.
Sure.
But you're gonna have to really market the shit out of this movie. I would assume we spend that kind of coin.
Right. Right.
So it could be 250 with marketing cost.
With marketing. So I mean, I could see this movie making 500 mil.
Oh, I don't even think so. Let me see what it says.
Globally.
No, I don't think it gets that high. But has reported, I'm sure, a buying this of 166.
I mean, that's not bad either.
That's
if
not
they pulled it up at 166. That's pretty good.
I don't know if this is trade. Just pull that first a quick thing real fast.
Well, I mean, listen, if you're saying this looks like a TV show, then maybe that's why too. If the budget was 166.
Well, that's fine.
So
but again,
in that case, applying your own logic, if they pull off 350 mil, they're golden. Like they double the budget.
I mean, I forget what this movie opens with or who's around the opening of this movie. I think this movie opens at 50 to 60. That's my guess.
That's not a bad place.
It's not bad, but historically speaking, you make 60, you look at about triple what you make opening weekend.
I say 50, 60 US, probably like 80, 90 international.
Maybe. I'm curious. So this says 130 worldwide, 150 worldwide.
Okay.
I'm just throwing numbers out there. Maybe it makes twice. Maybe it makes it 300 million. So
I mean, if it's making 130 worldwide, that's already their initial budget almost there.
No, you have to, it's always rule of thumb: 2.5 to 3 times the budget.
Right, I know. I go 2. Right. I do 2. I do 3 is when they make a profit. 2 is when they break even.
3 is with it. Remember, if this is something that makes 300, they really make $200 million. Because they maybe less because they get 50 to 60% of the movie.
Yeah, you're right. For that first week, the number changes.
So now you're down to 2, and there's movies maybe let's say it's 185. We'll split the difference.
Sure.
And then you got another 50 to 100 in marketing costs, and now you're spending over 200 plus in this film. So now you're looking at making 450 to 500. I don't think this movie doesn't do that.
I think this movie will make 400 million minimum.
Won't even sniff that amount.
Unfortunately, we'll put one of our famous Jose Eric wagers. How much it make? I'm saying 400 mil worldwide.
375. I'll say
minimum.
It tops out 375. You say around the 400 range.
Right.
I'll write down here for that. Let's see. Listen, it doesn't mean the movie is not great.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Which one do you think is going to make less money, this movie or Masters of the Universe?
Masters of the Universe makes less.
I wanted to show your 2 bomb predictions.
Masters will make less. At least Star Wars. At least there's a following for Grogu, Mandalorian Grogu.
Yes.
And it's still a Star Wars machine behind it. Doesn't mean everything, but it's something. Masters of the Universe has nothing. That is gonna tank. Woo. Listen, but I have a feeling that may be the better of the 2 movies.
Do you think Masters of the Universe will be better than Grogu and Mandalorian?
Correct.
Wow. Okay.
Just pure quality, taking everything else in the vacuum, just watching the movie sit down and watching back to back. It's possible I might say, God, I like this movie a little bit better.
Okay.
But I still think, but Mandalorian will make more money. I'll be shocked if it's not. If it doesn't make more money, that means that movie really fucking big time.
Yeah.
Because Masters of the Universe is going to tank. I'm saying it right now.
I'm telling you right now. I'm watching that movie twice in the theater. First time because I want to, and second, it's either going to be celebratory or it's going to be my last respects. It's going to be one of the 2. I'm watching it twice.
I'm
I'm
telling
telling
you,
you right now.
it's one of those, man. It's gonna release whatever day it is, and 2 weeks later we can see it on Prime.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know. I just. Unfortunately, look, I love Masters Universe, and I want that movie to succeed. I really do.
I have.
But
Okay, if you want, I have a graded Masters of the Universe 2017 He-Man Ultimate Edition. It's like the cool. It's like the one that I wish in my head the way I pictured my original He-Man to be. They made it to be that, and I got it graded. You want to see it?
oh, please, by all
Okay,
means,
listen, we're gonna nerd out. Let's fucking nerd out, right?
let's do it. Go all the way, dude. Eric's toy coming up will not bomb. Tell you that right now.
All right, here we go.
There
Oh,
you go.
this is,
It's a little bit like
what?
this, but you can still see it. See He-Man. Oh, there you go, Masters. Good. Hold it up, hold it up.
Oh,
Higher. There, no more. There you go.
look at that.
It's the glare on there, but I get the gist. Damn, he's big. Then He-Man's big. He's buff, man.
Right?
They got the wrong guy in the damn movie they chose for this character.
Yeah, they made him a little bit swole, but not ripped. And He-Man should be ripped.
He should be ripped. Listen, God, I hope. Listen, I'm rooting for it. I'm not a He-Man hater. I want He-Man to be the biggest movie of the
I
century.
want He-Man to win too. I mean, I the idea.
I'll ask you. Do you think it makes more than Girl Group?
No. I see
Okay.
Star Wars kicking
Right.
his ass one way or the other, and I want He-Man to win. But the
No.
reality is,
Agreed.
like, just on like recency bias, Mandalorian is a peak pop culture reference.
I'll be shocked if He-Man makes more. It's only because Grogu really tanked early, like open at $30 million or some bullshit like that. Like
yeah.
Because and then He-Man opens at 32 million. Not a great number either.
Right.
That kind of situation. Otherwise, I just but I still think we'll circle back. I still think He-Man will be the better one out of the two.
All right, well, circle. I want both of them to be great. Obviously, for multiple reasons.
I want any movie to be great that I see. Of course, I don't
Like,
want to go and see a shit
not for
movie.
nothing. I also have a graded Mandalorian, but we're not going to show that right now. We're not. But I'm just saying, it's all there. I get everything I'm passionate about. I get graded. So
You're gonna show that only if and only Mandalorian crosses 100 opening domestic.
oof. Okay. All right. That's a good one. Because not to brag, but that was a 9.5. So, haha.
100 right here.
I'll show the graded
So it's right
Mandalorian.
there. So that's the condition at which you can kind of show that off. Otherwise, it's not worth it.
Not worth it.
And maybe $99.98. I'll allow it.
Yeah. Okay. Close. If it's edging 100 million.
Ish. How's that?
Yes.
Ish.
Sure.
Whatever that's
Yeah.
worth. Your interpretation of ish is up to you. So let's see. But I still think they're off the best stuff. That trailer wasn't a great, a tremendous trailer, and that Super Bowl thing was really bad. It really was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not the only trailer. The other one actually gave me the opposite effect. Was Spider-Man Noir dropping trailer, a black and white version, and the color, true color version of it coming on Prime. Nicolas Cage. I was itching to see what this was going to be about. And dude, I really enjoyed this, man. It looked really cool, particularly black and white one.
Yeah, I will say I'm totally gonna watch it in black and white. Like I like the aesthetics, like smart black and white noir aesthetics. It's one of the reasons why Sin City works so well. It's just smart black and white crime noir aesthetic. You know. Yeah. That being said, the fact that they did the true hue color version, but it's not just regular color, but like almost like what I would call a caramelized Dick Tracy kind of color spectrum is also a fun version of that. I was like, oh, that's nice, man. I like how both of these look it like the same, but each one brings your own context and textures.
I may go one episode one episode the other. Just to see how that works, right?
I can see that. I can see that.
Start black and white, do the color.
Or I go through the season black and white, once it's done, rewatch in color and see what catches differently. I have
to hear good things because I don't want to start watching all black and white and it's not that good, and I don't want to go back and watch it in color. And I want to see it in color. I
got it.
Listen, the first episode is gang. Like, oh my god, it's a great entrance. I might just stick to the black and white or whatever color that you should start watching with, and then go back and watch it maybe. Yeah, but Nicolas Cage I thought was an inspired choice. He has his Nick Cage.
He's what made the character work in the cartoon in Across the Spiderverse or Into the Spiderverse.
Absolutely, for sure, of course. I mean, I love Nicolas Cage. He's an American treasure, as far as I know. He's a national treasure. What up?
Is it? Oh yeah.
What? Listen, did they see the show The Villain? I'm trying to remember if
They
they teased
reference
it or something.
he's like, so you see a little bit of Electro, you see a little bit
Okay.
of who's referred to be a Sandman. You see a little bit of what looks like to be Mr. Negative in the hallway shot because it's a dude in a full white suit, Mr.
Oh,
Negative, white
right.
suit with the negative face and the white
Yes.
hair. So you see possibly Man Spider. So there's allusions to things, but no definitive. This is the bad guy. What you do see is hints and flashes of brilliant insanity of Cage
Oh,
and so many. Just when he sees the Spider-Man go, and I was like, oh my god, cool,
come on,
let's do it.
come
So here we
on,
go.
dude. This is what we're talking about. I think if they stick to know what you are, which the trailer is telling us, they know exactly what they're
Very much,
right.
yeah.
I think we're in for a treat, and this is what, May 27th. I think
I
it's
don't know.
coming out,
I don't
right?
remember.
I think
Maybe 20. I think it's May 27th. Yeah.
Memorial Weekend.
Yeah, yeah.
Big weekend. I
Yeah.
think it's not the same weekend as Mando and Grogu. Ooh, what do I watch first? Spider-Man. Well, actually, that's not true because I'll be seeing every screening of Mando and Grogu. But well, either way, that's. Listen, I'm excited, man. This looks good. And this Amazon has done some good TV shows. They treat us with respect. Nicolas Cage is a home run. I think it's going to be cool as hell, man. I really am. I'm looking forward to this big time. So that's a good trailer. I'm not saying it's the greatest trailer I've ever seen, but it's a good trailer and set up well.
But it sets the mood for something that you're expecting, but a lot of that you're not. So you're like, oh, what is this extra stuff now? Yeah. So it's a smart play.
Yeah, and him swinging around the end, that was cool.
Oh, that's swinging. I was convinced we were going to see no swinging. So
correct.
I was like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, sold.
Very much.
If it was a movie, take my money. It's not a show. But what the hell?
Take my subscription.
Take the subscription. I'll continue taking it. Whatever. Fair enough. So I'm excited about that. Last thing here. Listen, there's been all kinds of stuff. Doomsday. There's more leaks keep coming, and they're gonna keep coming as the year goes on. So it's one of those movies that's unavoidable of what you're gonna hear and not hear. Unfortunately, it is what it is. We didn't get to talk about it before, but there was something that came out which I kind of knew about before. And there was an interview with Ian McKellen, of course, the great Ian McKellen, of course, Magneto. And I guess he was on a podcast. He was just kind of talking and driving with the guy. And he had mentioned, I guess, that brought up X-Men or whatever. And paraphrasing, he came out and say, and I don't think he was supposed to say anything. I guess he just got caught up in the conversation and just kind of he Tom Holland it, basically. But they're saying that Magneto wrecks shop and destroys New Jersey, something along those lines. And that's how powerful, how much of a badass he is in this movie. I would say that's very accurate in terms of what you're going to get from Magneto. And the scope and grandness of his destructive power that you're going to see. New Jersey. Yes. I don't know if it's New Jersey. I mean, I think they could have filmed New Jersey. I'm not sure if it could be, where Peter Parker's at, New York or whatever.
Right.
But whatever. That said, maybe it's New Jersey. I'm not aware of the city that they're in. But he does wreck shop. And he wrecks shop big time in this film.
That's pretty great.
And I heard this.
He was the only reason why I know it was New Jersey because he was on Colbert. And he's like, yeah, I just feel. He goes, how was the acting? He goes, well, I'm not even know if I'm allowed to say this or not, but I feel very bad for what I did to New Jersey. I'm very sorry. I was like, oh wow, okay. Cool.
Yeah, he and I read, I saw, heard about it going in. I actually confirmed that it's true. So that's interesting to see that. I did hear. I don't know. I want to confirm or deny this. I just leave it alone. But I heard he's more of an adversary to Doctor Doom than anything else.
I would hope so.
Do that information what you will. But yeah, him wrecking shop, that's confirmed for sure. So that's cool because we never really we've kind of seen Magneto to a degree. We know how powerful he is.
Right. The X-Men movies always made Magneto powerful on a budget.
Correct. Right. Yeah.
Look how cool he is in this room.
All right. But if he had to, he'd throw it down. Right, he just know.
The movie that's finally going to show him throwing it down.
Right, he's Magneto Unleashed, if you will. So that's interesting in itself.
In a movie universe that got to show Thanos throw a small moon at Tony Stark, I would hope we can show Magneto really kind of destroying a city. That's kind of awesome.
And just going whatever the situation is, going full force.
Right.
So that's kind of interesting and that's cool. as an X-Men guy, particularly the prior X-Men and stuff. Those stuff about Loki being in a very, very minimal role. Tom Hiddleston. I think they just, if I want to understand, just show him kind of moving Steve Rogers to that universe where he meets up with the Fantastic Four, which we talked about, the report with them teaming up or whatever with Doom, or whatever the case is. The other one came out a couple of days ago. This, I don't know how accurate this, I don't know. But apparently his Doctor Doom's right-hand man, or individual, let me say, it could be a woman for all I know, is going to be, well, actually it's a man, they said wizard. And who yields, what are those little rings?
The
sling rings.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sure they were trying to do this to kind of position. It could be Mordo, but it's not Mordo. We all know it's going to be Doctor Strange.
We know Doctor Strange, right? I mean, come on.
And here's the thing, because that's what it was in Secret Wars, that Jonathan Hickman, 2015, Doctor Strange was the sheriff of Battleworld. He ran the Thor Corps, the army of multiversal Thors, all reported to Doctor Strange, because they reveal in the moment when Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom and the Multiman had destroyed all the Beyonders and all the multiversal energy was exploding, Doctor Doom told Doctor Strange, "Do it, Stephen. Collect what you can. Preserve what is attainable. We can't let the universe die." And Doctor Strange goes, "This is too much. I can't handle all this." And Doctor Doom goes, "If you won't, then I will." And Doctor Doom forms the battle world because of that. Because Doctor Strange was like, "I don't know if I'm the right person to do it." And because Doctor Strange showed humility, Doctor Doom is like, "You were humble, not for yourself, because in your head you always knew I'm better than you. So I will keep you alive as my right hand to always remind me of things that maybe I don't realize yet, like the fact that you knew that I'm always better than you." Like, it's like that kind of like, so yeah, that makes perfect sense. It's in the comics. Let's go. Yeah.
As far as the movies are concerned, like I'm kind of curious how he would end up, given what we've seen. Forget the comics, right? Because obviously comics is comics. We know that.
Sure.
As far as the films where we last left off with Strange and him leaving because of an incursion.
It's super easy. Yeah. Because he's been with Clea trying to stop an incursion in the Dark Dimension, right? That was the end of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. You reveal that she was sent to Strange by Doom. So she's been following Doom off the jump. Because Doom promised to stop her father, Dormammu. So now you have this whole thing. So in the course of that, Doctor Strange is like, "Oh, you're against Dormammu, so we are friends, because I'm also against Dormammu. Dormammu is an interdimensional threat, so bet." And when Doctor Doom as he goes along with Doctor Doom trying to stop incursions, is trying to fight off Dormammu, blah blah blah, things happen, and Doctor Doom has the moment where he gives Strange the opportunity, because he thinks Strange is the more nobler of the two. Strange doesn't think he's the right person, and Doctor Doom takes that as like, "Oh, it's because you know I'm better than you, so of course you're deferring, so let me take it then." And right there, so all that happens there. And the whole point of Doomsday is that Doctor Doom is going to play different heroes against each other under the threat of the incursions. Doctor Strange is either the guy who helps get more people on Doom's side, because Doom is already there. Strange is already there on Doom's side. Or you could have Doctor Strange sort of like moving things around as part of Doom's plan. And so when all the heroes are in place and the environments are ready, Doctor Strange comes in to tag team, and they do a thing. And then when they're like, "Strange, what are you doing?" Strange already has that history of like, "I'm going to do something that may seem crazy now, but it's for what I believe a greater purpose later." But even Strange gets conned. And so it's the kind of thing where, like, sometimes you're doing it because you know all the answers, and sometimes you do it because you think you know all the answers, and then there's a twist. So it works. They already established that Strange will do like these wild card moves because he thinks he knows better. But if you play Strange as well, now you realize it's all been it's almost like watching those like Ocean's 11 movie where there's a plan, and there's a plan within the plan, and there's a plan within that plan. That's what you're getting.
How dare you, sir, compare this to Oceans?
Oceans 1 and 3. How's that?
Come on.
The good ones.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds interesting, and obviously, if it's not Strange, come on, of course it's Strange, but whatever. Maybe it's what's the agent got Wong.
Oh, Wong?
Could it be Wong instead?
I think Wong would be the one that doesn't trust Doom, but Strange is the one that once again gives him
Okay.
the okay, like, oh, Strange is with him, then yeah, okay.
Okay, that's right. But it could end up before we know.
Right.
It's not. It's just conjecture.
The only way you could do
Yeah.
Wong is that Strange, Doom, when he betrays everyone, he kills Wong as well, which causes Doctor Strange to realize, oh, Doom's a threat. That's the only subversion of it, you
Right.
know?
I mean, the only thing that holds pause to this being Strange, and for whatever this is worth, because we've seen this before, we know how this goes. But Cumberbatch said he is not in this film; he's in the next one.
Right.
Maybe it's true. Maybe he's Andrew Garfielding us. I don't know.
Well, just to let you know, in the beginning of the very early days of filming on Doomsday, there's a photo in a parking lot of James Marsden talking to Benedict Wong.
To Wong, okay.
Wait, he was there. You mean the guy who plays Wong?
Oh, yeah, plays Wong. No.
Yeah,
Wong's going to be
there. His
there.
first name is Benedict as well.
No, Wong's going to be there. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I meant Cumberbatch. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I know. They're both Benedicts.
I got you.
One is Cumberbatch, but right. So, but it was James Marsden talking to Wong.
So maybe it is Wong. So it could be
that's
Wong.
What I'm saying.
Maybe it's Wong.
He's already there.
Right. That's what exactly. If it's true that this guy's not in this film,
right?
For a grain of salt with that, okay, then Wong would be the next logical.
And you got to remember,
that guy.
as per Multiverse of Madness and Spider-Man: No Way Home, Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme.
He is, technically speaking, he is the one in charge. So, I guess same thing, right? I don't think it really matters who you put in there. I mean, I guess maybe it does, but it doesn't ultimately. I could see Wong in there. I mean, Doctor Strange comes in.
What was the name of that girl that was in She-Hulk that ended up watching The Sopranos with Wong? Chrissy, I think it is.
I do my best to forget that show every day of my life. So
honestly, I hope that Strange. I hope that Doom kills her. I hope that
that's fair.
She dies, and that's when Wong realizes, oh, I made a horrible mistake. And he gets killed too.
Maybe he's very thankful to Doom for killing her. He's like, oh, all right, you got me.
I mean, except for the voice, the visuals are nice. The voice is like, oh, great.
It's fair, but the auditory perception is very important too.
That's why you murder her in the beginning.
Of course,
so you can eliminate the auditory issue.
You get rid of that, and Wong is indebted to Doom for the rest of eternity, if you will.
The whole scene opens up with her not yelling, but her complaining to Wong that she hated the ending of Game of Thrones. Let that be the conversation that Doom walks into, like murder.
Well, no, because she is right, so she doesn't deserve to die because of that. You got to pick another show.
Look, I never said she was wrong. I said it's hard to hear. I've never said what she's saying is wrong. But
I'm saying, her argument has to be something like you hate the voice and you hate what she's saying too. So,
oh no, I like what she's saying.
Pick another. That's what I'm saying.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, pick a show that had a good ending, and then have her say that, and no, she got to go. We're not having that stuff. Game of Thrones, I get it, and you're right. He's annoying as fuck, but you're right. Good lord. So listen, it's a lot of stuff. I got a feeling we're gonna get a lot more of rumors or whatever you want to call them, half truths. I don't know. That come out until now because this movie still, goddamn, it's like 10 months, for Christ's sake. Jesus, 9 months?
No, it's technically we're filming at the end of February, so really it's only 9 months.
9 months and change, 9 months ish.
8 months and a half because it comes out like mid-December,
oh, no, yeah,
right?
You're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. 8 months and a half. Yeah. So it's. I mean, I think by summer, and we still. I don't know. I still at this point now the trailer drops to Spider-Man.
Yeah, you have to.
I just don't. I don't think it makes sense to do it before.
I heard a rumor. Now, once again, it's just internet talk. Believe what you believe. But I heard it's supposed to come the first week of March. That's what I heard.
I just, as long as, first week of March. That's next week, basically.
I know. That's what I heard.
I just don't see a trailer coming out before Spider-Man.
No, I'm talking Spider-Man trailer. Spider-Man trailer is supposed to come out.
No, that makes sense.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. Yeah, the Spider-Man trailer is supposed to come out in the first week of March.
That makes 100% sense because it's we're close. It's July. It's not too far away. This is the time for that trailer drop for sure. Which I think the
synopsis went out. If they're doing a 4-month prior drop, then you're looking at least August for Doomsday to really start kicking in. So if they're doing they're doing 4 months of 4 months.
I think, I still July still was 5 months away from December, more or less. I still it makes perfect sense to drop it. You make the announcement. If you're smart, you do it theaters only. Do a Christopher Nolan theaters only for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
and you get a little extra boosting because people are gonna go, just they want to see a trailer and still want to watch it, right? That would be the smart thing to do from a business standpoint.
Yeah.
It would be. Whether they do it or not, I don't know. But that would make perfect sense. Stop hyping it right around the Spider-Man time. Spider-Man, you watch it, great. Now this, who's next, right?
And by the way, just to kind of bring this, I also read that I think it was Variety or somebody just did a really big article on the new guy coming in to take over Disney, and they were talking about like, Doomsday. We're getting a lot of good feedback on it from like the first like cut of it all, and just we're still streamlining, but they mentioned that for Disney, Doomsday is not the make or break movie for Marvel. Apparently, the make or break is X-Men.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So 100%. I was like, I thought Doomsday might be the make or break. No, no, we know we're gonna hit the numbers we're gonna hit. We're looking at X-Men. If X-Men can't carry, then we're gonna have a massive reconsideration.
100%. Yeah. Doomsday is not gonna save Marvel, right?
Right.
It could hurt it. Obviously,
it could hurt.
Doomsday sucks and it bombs. They're in serious shit. I get it, but it's gonna make money. It's not gonna bomb. It's gonna make tons of money. It's really bomb proof. It's impossible.
Unfortunately, they made it so bomb proof. It's also not profit guaranteed. It's break even
for sure, right? It's like an Avatar 3 situation.
Yeah,
right?
it's like you bet $100 on both teams.
Right. Exactly. Maybe you make $5. But yeah, I think you're right. I think what happens after this is what really, we'll see where we're at. And don't get me wrong, if Doomsday's terrible, Avengers, whatever, no one likes it or it's shit, whatever, fine. X-Men will be in trouble.
Yeah.
In terms of monetary, not quality, just monetary, and that's not a good place to be in. But that's a good point. I think X-Men is the one that whatever they do, whatever they're starting off with, which I think is X-Men after Secret Wars, you're right. That's when the clock starts ticking. Okay, this needs to hit.
Yeah.
If that doesn't come out kind of underwhelming, then it's some serious shit.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. One quick last thing, because I just popped in my head, I forgot to mention this. Since talking about Spider-Man and all that, for better or worse, and hopefully better, Sony had said that they have plans now to reboot their Spider-Man universe. It's on the surface is good because what they had was shit, right?
Yes.
I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna miss Craven or Morbius or Madam Web, so that's a good thing. But do we have confidence that they can successfully reboot this? That's the question.
Look, here's the thing. You either make the very first movie clearly establishing we're going to build towards something, or your very first movie establishes these are characters that live in a world that has Spider-Man and maybe other superheroes that we can't legally talk about, but which is why this situation could occur to give this character powers, or this character has powers, but we are not part of that world and has its own adventure. Morbius can be great if you frame it in a world like Blade, where there are already systems of supernatural things existing, and this dude, because of science, gets tapped into that world. That could be cool, and you can say, well, the reason why these worlds exist is because there's Spider-Man, and Spider-Man knows wizards. Boom. That's all you got to have. Like, this world exists because of Spider-Man, and Spider-Man does exist with other characters, but that establishes the world has things. Don't make every movie the first version of your pre-existing superhero, because then you are handcuffing yourself to being always 10 steps behind.
No, I 100%. If they're intent, because I think this whole thing started with Venom, right? If I'm not mistaken. Which doesn't say a lot, was probably the best of the lot.
Right.
Not like Venom.
And only because a lot of people thought it was part of the, like, this is connected to Spider-Man.
Correct.
A lot of people thought that.
Right. And you're up 100%. And they did a terrible job of making us think that this was the new beginning of something new and he was going to be the central character.
No, right. They did a great job because they didn't want people to know this had nothing to do with Spider-Man. So they kept that hidden.
No, tons of creating a universe with whoever the hero is going to be. Because the hero is not going to be Spider-Man. Right? Unless for some reason they decide to take it back and the deal ends and maybe fine. Sure. But they need to find that focal hero. If it's Venom, whoever it's going to be, I say do Venom because he's proven to be the bankable superhero for Sony.
I disagree. I have another
money.
option.
It makes money though. I'm talking about just the one that
Okay.
people know, recognize. Right. You know, like the first one made $800 million. That's a lot of money for a movie.
Yeah.
I know business making that kind of money. You can start with him, do it better, and he can be the central hero. You can other hero. I'm talking about just bankable because it just can't be good. You have to. Spider-Man has cachet, right? You know Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Superman, right? Batman. These guys, we know who they are. Venom is the only character out of that universe, aside from Spider-Man, that can really, or if you want to go, but Miles Morales, only because he's in the Spider-Verse, that's why I say no.
Right.
If he wasn't for that, then he should be the focal. But you have to make Venom the focal and make it clear we're in this world here.
Right.
And do what James Gunn did with Superman, where there's already involved in this world. There's not an origin story. There's all these heroes and aliens and whatever already established in this world for many years. Mm-hmm. And Superman is in the middle of it. Same thing, Venom will be in the middle of that. That's what I think they need to do something to that effect. Morbius ain't the guy. Madam Web ain't the girl.
Morbius could have. That's how it makes me. I was so angry. The idea of it could have worked. It was the execution of what they did.
But now you can't start.
Because
the damage is done, right? You can't start Morbius.
And so that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's making them think all ideas are great. No, you culturally zeitgeist these into a bad idea.
You bomb Morbius. He needs a major reboot, whatever. It's not going to work. Venom's the only one that had some success.
Yes, that is true.
And people know, people like, and people say, "Oh, I'll do another Venom film," and that's how you introduce it, and hopefully make good characters around them, which is what they failed to do. Right. So it's the only way I can see it happening. If they're going to do this bullshit again, it's not going to Craven. Come on, Craven, really? This is what we're doing? Come on. Even if that was executed well.
Look, if you would have done Craven, this is how you do Craven. Craven is a villain who's put into a heroic position. Sure. Like, think of it, Craven is an assassin. He is a big game hunter. He's avoided international. But this rival guy who, you ever watch that movie? Do you remember this one? It's Antonio Banderas and Sylvester Stallone. Assassin.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and they're trying to kill because they're the best two assassins in the world. You got this young guy who's like, Craven is the number one dude. I'm going to kill that guy. And the person trying to kill Craven, he ends up killing Craven's daughter or his wife or brother, somebody that's very personal to him. And now Craven is on a mission of revenge to get the guy who thought he could kill him, and all he did was make Craven angry. That's your Craven movie.
Yeah, what did they?
You see what I'm saying? It's so easy. Like, what are we doing? It's so easy.
They had no idea. And I don't think, maybe I might be wrong, I don't think they need a head, right? They need a James Gunn. They need a Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
Dare I say Kathleen Kennedy, whatever. But they need someone at the top, right? To spearhead whatever they're trying to do before you do anything else. Because if you had 8 cooks in the kitchen, it's just you're doomed from the start.
I have a crazy pitch that they'll never do. But if you want to do like almost like a blank slate movie on a not big character, that he can use it to world build everybody else. They need to do a movie of a character called I want to say Speedball, but it's not Speedball. It's I forgot her name, which is kind of a bad thing. But the whole thing is that she's really good at parkour, and she develops a costume and she live streams her petty criminal activities. So it's her like jumping off a building and then parkouring into like a penthouse, stealing stuff. She's like, hit like, subscribe, and jumps out of the whole thing. And that's her whole thing. You make the movie about her as like a small time criminal who's an influencer who gets in on like a bigger villain. And now she's in a world overhead. She's trying to survive, and she uses social media as a way to eventually beat the bad guy. Like, we're gonna dox you, we're gonna blow you up, the whole thing. And technically she's a hero, but she's still really like stealing. But another like Shield type organization shows up and says, "Oh, we're on your radar," and you have that. That's how you set up.
I like that idea, because I don't think these movies have taken advantage of the times we're in with social media.
That's what I'm saying.
Like none of
Show
them.
That you're
DC, Marvel.
No. Screwball. I think the character's name is called Screwball.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. None of us really leading. They're showing people on phones. I get, but haven't leaned into the new culture that is what kids are into now, right?
If you're gonna reboot it and you want to show that you are aware of the world you're in and what you're doing differently, you're introducing super villains, you're introducing the super mob, you're introducing a secret military government organization keeping tabs of them, and you're still just a pocket player. You're not doing it, but this one movie, and you could do a trilogy of her building her up, blah blah blah. Maybe at the end she ends up joining the organization, but you introduce all these things, and then from there you can build to the Craven, you can build towards the Morbius, you can build towards the Sinister Six anti-hero perspective.
That's what I don't know if they're gonna do that, but
dude, that's been the thing they've been going through. Like the Sinister Six for Sony is like that girl you had a crush on in middle school, and then when you meet her in your 40s, she's not looking that great, but you have sex with her anyway because you've always wanted to. That's what the Sinister Six is for Sony. That is what I'm saying.
I'll give it up. Why not? For all time nostalgia purpose, I get it.
Exactly.
Nostalgia sex is still great.
I did it. It took me 25 years, but I did it.
The nostalgia sex is as good as any other sex out there, as far as I'm concerned.
That's what I'm saying.
So nothing wrong with that. Yeah, so I'm curious. But I'm glad they're rebooting. I mean, listen, the alternative is what? Not do it, which I don't think we wanted that to happen, or continue this bullshit, which we know we don't want. So, okay, reboot it, whatever. I just really hope they learn from this nonsense which they gave us. I really do. Because there's a lot there they could do, a lot of cool shit that they could do.
Yeah, man. There's so much. Spider-Man has such, like Batman, such a
right. Then Batman's got the Rose got
villains that run from like jobber to mastermind to like anti-hero to dummy. Like you could have all that there. So do something interesting with it.
That's what I'm saying. And like I said, I still think you can go to Venom as your guy and just do it that way.
There was a comic book in the I think we talked about this, the Superior Spider-Man era.
Right.
There was a called the Superior Six, or the Superior Enemies of Spider-Man, and it was basically a Sinister Six formed of all B and C level villains, and they're trying to be badasses because no one's using the Sinister Six name right now because Spider-Man took out most of them or they're in jail. So like, oh, we'll be the Sinister Six. And if you played that as sort of like a comedy version of the Ocean's 11, you could do something really interesting and fun. Remember that when Mark Millar's comic book universe was bought by Netflix, and there was there's an animated version, an anime version, one of his comics called Super Crooks.
Yeah.
Like you could do that with Spider-Man villains, and you keep the villainy, but you make it bigger and it's fun and it's different. So then you could then do this series, but you have this do different. It doesn't have to be what Marvel does. There's so many different tones that you can implement the super villain aspect to. Do that.
100%. This is their chance to do something that the other guys aren't doing.
Right.
Because listen, you don't have the Superman. You don't have Batman. You don't have always the big player. You don't even have Spider-Man. Right. So you're not gonna create those characters from what you got. It's just not gonna happen. Morbius is not going to be the next Superman. He's not.
Look, in the Spider-Man universe, J. Jonah Jameson's son, who is an astronaut, for a time becomes a werewolf. There's your there's your werewolf horror story right there. You get a werewolf with a Morbius. I mean, listen, it's all right there. Like, you could do it. Just do fun things with it. It doesn't have to be superhero-y.
No, of course, it could be 100%. Yeah, it doesn't have to be
like
that.
It could be different tones, but use the superhero aesthetic to tell interesting new stories. A flip on the idea. Like, here's the thing. I'll put it this way. I love Oreos. Or like, I will, if I ever get diabetes, it's Oreos' fault. Like, that is how much I love Oreos. That being said, I once had fried Oreos, and I told myself I can never eat this again because I'll die in one day. Just the amount of fried Oreos. Sony could be the fried Oreos of the superhero genre, which is like everyone's already doing this, but they ever dipped it like that. It's like, wow,
it's like a sense
the fried Oreos of superheroes.
Whew, oh my god,
it's not good for you, but it's so much fun.
Actually, that'd be a great commercial. I love my Oreos. I get diabetes, but that's okay.
If it's gonna be one thing that's gonna kill me,
I'll die with this thing. And then, like I said, I'm okay with that. To be honest with you, do something different, unique. Go outside the box. You have nothing to lose. You're already at the
Right.
bottom of the barrel. What's the difference, right? And
Exactly.
you don't spend $200 million. Whatever the hell they're spending these days, you spend 60 to 80. Keep it moderate, right? Make some money and hopefully build something on whatever you build. That could work, man.
That's what I'm saying.
some hope, but they need to get the guy. They need to find
Yeah.
someone at the head who's gonna say, okay, I got this.
Not the head of the studio, the head of the
The
Sony
division,
superhero
right?
division.
Right?
Right.
Yeah,
That's what
no,
you
head
need.
studio, no, obviously not. There's someone there that can spearhead this because right now it's chickens with heads goes. And this is what happens. You get Morbius.
The only good thing about Sony is that it makes Star Wars look efficient.
And it's funny. As I always said, Sony is so capable because they've given us great Spider-Man shit.
They've
Spider-Man
occasionally given us great Spider-Man
but they're
shit.
giving us that. They've reached
Right,
heights
yes.
of which other people have not. Okay, so we see
Right.
them at the top, we see them at the bottom. Land in the middle will be fine, but we've seen them get to the mountaintop, so we know it can happen. It ain't just Marvel and DC.
Yeah, but it can't be 1 out of 5 either. That's what I'm saying.
Consistency, of course, obviously,
Right.
but we know they can reach it. They have that capability, right? We've seen it several times.
Listen, if you see the Rocky's a great movie, but you got to remember he didn't win the fight. It's
true.
a great movie, but he didn't win the fight. Remember that about Rocky One.
That was
Great
it was a draw,
movie,
right?
not win the
Wasn't
fight.
that a draw? I'm trying to think back. No, he didn't lose.
He didn't. He never got knocked down.
No, but I thought it was a draw.
It was not a draw. He won by points. Apollo won by points. But Rocky, remember, Rocky resigned. He's like, I can't beat Apollo, but I'm gonna make it to the end. My goal is to not get knocked down. I'm gonna make it to the end. And at the end, Apollo won off points, but Rocky was standing at the end. That was his accomplishment. He's like, I'm not gonna have him knock me out. That's my goal. He has a whole talk with Adrian about it. He's like, I can't beat him. There's no one gonna beat him. I know this. So I'm just gonna make it to the end.
Oh man, I gotta see. Now you got me curious.
I know what I'm talking about.
No, you may. I know he didn't win for sure. I just don't know if it was a tie, or if he actually won.
It was not a tie.
You're right. It was split decision. See, I just realized, man, that is a monumental movie at Rocky, particularly back then, because that the black guy went against the white guy. Come on, dude, come on.
Absolutely.
That's like Jackie Robinson and MLK territory, for Christ's sake, man.
Wrote it, and he's like, I want to star in it. Which means he knows, but he goes, the victory isn't I beat him. The victory is I made it.
True.
And that's the victory. And that works great for a movie, but not for a studio. You can't be like, hey, we rocked Apollo in the 7th.
We didn't get knocked down.
We still didn't win, but we rocked him in the 7th. Like, no.
You see, that was exactly what Venom was. Venom was they didn't get knocked out.
No, but I got pow once.
I got hit. I stood my ground. I didn't win the fight, but
hey, aren't these costumes cool? A little, but the movie sucks. But
Tom Hardy.
Nice jab.
A couple good hits in there. Whatever. It's fine. We're better than Glass Joe for those Nintendo fans out there. Don't be the Glass Joe.
Yeah, don't be the Glass Joe
of the movie studios, man. Come on. Oh man, damn it! I missed that game. Classic. And with that said, those are the nuggets for the weekend.
Guys, thank you so much. We're back, baby. Nerdsplaining back with all the nonsense we got in there. We are back. Thank you so much for joining. We appreciate all the support you've given us. Don't forget to like, subscribe here in the Latin Nerd Network or YouTube. You can watch Nerdsplaining and Thanos' Choice and the watch list. Don't forget to go to DangerousSquad.com for my comic. DangerousSquad.com. All digital copies are there available. Pick it up as well. Don't go to EricTheSilva.com. New website, by the way. I'm going to be on the road next week in North Carolina and Virginia. I'll shoot dates out as well. March 5th and 6th, I'll show the location. If you're in those little areas, please stop by. Let us know what you thought about what's going on with Paramount and Netflix and Warner Brothers. Let us know what you think about what Marvel's doing with the Avengers. Let us know what you think about Zack Snyder's Care Bear reboot. Let us know what you think about the Sony reboot. Let us know what you think, and we'll talk to you again. Once again, I've been Eric Da Silva. This has been Jose Romero. We have been Nerdsplaining. And if you don't know, now you know. Boom.